welcome to another Sunday School Short. We're in Proverbs, man. Proverbs is so rich, so good. Don't just take these little nuggets that I'm giving you. Get into it. Get into God's Word today. Read all of these Proverbs that we're touching on. Proverbs 16, 17, 18. 16 starts out, verse 1. We make our plans, but the Lord gives us the right answer. It says something similar to that in verse 9 as well, and in other parts of Proverbs. Good stuff. Commit your actions to the Lord, and your plans will succeed, verse 3. And a memory verse here, pride goes before destruction and haughtiness before the fall. Pride's not a good thing. Nobody likes an arrogant person anyway. Be humble in spirit. Verse 19, better to live humbly with the poor than to share plunder with the proud. Okay? And it is good for workers to have an appetite. An empty stomach drives them on. That's what I tell my kids all the time. Hey, let your hunger drive you on. A lot of my kids want to, hey, can you help out? Well, let me get this shake started, or let me grab something to eat. Hey, let your hunger drive you on. Verse 31, gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained by living a godly life. Now, this is a general statement. Just because you have gray hair doesn't mean you're a godly person. Your connection with Jesus and the cross is where you are godly and how you live a godly life. You live a godly life not of your own doing, but of living through Him and living for Him, for Jesus. Verse 32, better to be patient than powerful, better to have self-control than conquer a city. See, Paul tells Timothy that God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and self-control. Self-control is vital, and we talk about that a lot in the Proverbs, man. Lack of self-control. Chapter 17, Proverbs 17, verse 9, love prospers when a fault is forgiven, but dwelling on it separates close friends. See, we're not called to be doormats. But we're not called to hold a grudge either. You have to have balance. It is so much better to forgive than dwelling on it. I've heard that unforgiveness is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die, or waiting for the other person to get sick. Unforgiveness only hurts you, okay? So forgive. Whether the person's asking for forgiveness or not, forgive. It's healthy to you. 18. It is poor judgment to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for a friend. This is similar to what we talked about in days past. And hey, give a gift if you can. If it's in your position to give. But if you're tying up loans, especially with friends or family members, that makes Thanksgiving dinner taste different. And when people will avoid you when they owe you money, whether they're paying you on time or not. It just makes things awkward when they don't need to be. You think you're helping someone out, but oftentimes you're not. You're changing the dynamics of the relationship. The first part of 19, anyone who loves to quarrel loves sin. And that's so true. And then in 22, a cheerful heart is good medicine. A cheerful heart. Nobody likes a complainer. Nobody likes an Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Okay? A cheerful heart is good medicine for yourself and for those around you. 27, a truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even-tempered. He's cool. He's calm. He's collected. All right? Verse 28, and we've said this for several days now, tying it in with other verses. Even a fool seems wise when they keep silent, and with their mouths shut, they seem intelligent. This has taken me a long way in life. You know, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but if I don't say something, sometimes I seem more intelligent than I actually am, and I also don't give up the ghost by saying, hey, something that's foolish, by opening my mouth and proving that I'm not the most sharpest knife in the drawer. Chapter 18, Proverbs 18, verse 2, fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air out their opinions. This goes back to, hey, keep your mouth shut if you don't know what you're talking about. Verse 4, wise words are like deep waters. Wisdom flows from the wise like a bubbling brook. If you're full of wisdom, it just spews out of your mouth. Especially if you put God's word into your heart, these proverbs, that is wisdom, and it will just pour out of you. A lazy person is as bad as someone who destroys things. Verse 9. 10, it goes on to say, the name of the Lord is a strong fortress. Other versions say a strong tower. The godly run to him and are safe. Verse 16, giving a gift can open doors. It gives access to important people. We're called to be givers. It's much more attractive to be a giver than to be a stingy person. It automatically will open doors. Whether it is a monetary gift, a gift of time, a gift of compassion, whatever that is. You don't have to relate that with money every time. Verse 19, an offended friend is harder to win back than a fortified city. Truth. Verse 21, the tongue can bring life or death, and that ties right into 19, which is what we just read. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. Ouch. A man who finds a wife finds a treasure. Indeed, we have to look at our brides as far better than rubies and those types of things. He receives favor from the Lord. And ending in 24, the last part of 24, a real friend sticks closer than a brother. And you may have that. You may have friends that you're closer to than blood relatives. And that's a good thing. It's good to invest. We talked about accountability. Accountability partner, somebody that is the same sex as you, that's not your spouse, that's in God's word, that can give you godly advice, that you can pray with, that you can walk through life with. It's a good thing. Get in God's word today. Proverbs today. God bless you. Like, subscribe, and share if this is a blessing to you.